Hello, I'm Anthony Enos, and today I will be sharing my story about the things that matter most to me. So, this is a picture of me. It was taken in San Francisco, California, and I went there to visit my brother over the summer, who helps manage my music. And his friend Casey K was very interested in my music and wanted to put an image to what people see when they hear my music. So, he did a few free pictures for me, which was awesome. This is a screenshot that I took of my SoundCloud page, a place where I post most of my music and where it gets listened to the most. As you can see, I have 178 followers, and I've come a really long way since I started about 2 years ago. This is what started it all. It's a song that me and my friend Adrian made, and we've been friends since the crib, and we really wanted to be involved in music and just didn't know how. So with very limited recording capabilities, we created our own song, which right now sits at almost 3,000 plays. It's not very impressive, but everybody has a starting place, and this was ours. Later on, I came out with my first mixtape called The Last Renaissance, and the meaning behind the title was I thought that my music was really like the last big change when it comes to hip hop music, because what I was doing was a lot different than what people today are doing with a lot of mainstream music. And a lot of people didn't know what to expect, but once I released it, it had over 2,000 plays by the time I woke up in the morning, and people were telling me that like they couldn't believe how well it was, and it was more than they expected, which was a great feeling. This track I released shortly after I released the mixtape, and it's called Truth Be Told, and it's basically about how a lot of mainstream hip hop today isn't what it should be, and I think it portrays a very bad message, and I don't think that it has a lot of lyrical capability. So, somebody else in my high school thought that they would reply to this track via another track that they made in order to get a little bit of popularity on their SoundCloud page because I was doing pretty well. That's when I came out with this song to basically address him trying to address me. And this is what really brought my music to the next level. It currently sits at 25,500 plays, and I think that's crazy. I would have never imagined that ever happening, and I'm just so glad that it did. And these are my current stats. I'm almost at 50,000 plays, little over 600 likes, and it's just crazy to see how far I've come, because it basically went from just let's make this one song and see what happens, and it was pretty bad, to okay, now we have so many plays, and my major now is music production recording industry, and it's just great to see how I grew in time. These are the stats from the last 24 hours and the past 7 days. 321 plays for the week and 11 for the past 24 hours. This is the second mixtape I released that really focused on a more realistic and darker point of view of life. It addressed, suicide prevention and drug overdoses and broken hearts. And I mean, this is a dark mixtape, but it really, I think, does shine the light on the things that everybody forgets about, the darkness, and I want to bring those to attention because so many people forget about those things. This is one of the singles that I have released very recently, about a few weeks ago, as well as this one, and in the future I'll be releasing this one, which is a song about my girlfriend. Switching from the music topic, this pretty much shows my love for hiking and nature, and these are just a montage of photos of me in Cuyahoga Valley National Park, right by the signs, showing, something that I really value a lot, nature. I feel like I have a strong connection with nature, and it's a really good stress relief, and I do miss that a lot, and I can't wait to go home just to be in the national park. This next photo is the entrepreneurship class that I took my junior year of high school. And in this class, we had to make an invention and write our whole business plan and present it to the state. And it was crazy that I got as far as I did. I ended up with a $1,000 scholarship for creating the airing music indicator, also known as AMI, and it was a LED light strip that goes below the favorites buttons on the head unit in the car that shows you which stations are playing music and which ones are playing commercials. And I'm just glad that I got as far as I did with that. This is a picture of me and my friend Roman, who was also in the class, and this was right before we were about to present in front of the state, and it was super stressful, but I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to do it, and it was a milestone in my life. This is another big milestone in my life. This is a picture of me and my girlfriend. I met her over the summer of junior year / early senior year of high school, and I've never found somebody that fit me more perfectly, and I'm just super grateful for her and glad that she's in my life. And this is a photo of her and I when I visited home the first time from college, and it was great, and I'm just very glad to have her in my life. This is a picture of me doing community service in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park via a program at my school that you had to get accepted into called Service Learning. And the whole point of Service Learning is to really realize who you are as a person and to realize the struggles that other people around you go through and to help them with those things. And that's what we're doing here, and it was just a great time. And here we're decorating cups for preschoolers and Head Start. And this photo just shows genuine happiness. I mean, everybody's just so happy to be here, and you just know that you're doing the right thing in your head, and that's so valuable and great to me. And this is a picture of me, Mr. Fyram, and Enrique. And it was our last day on this trip for this class, and I don't know, I probably haven't been happier in my life than when I was on that trip because it was just such a great experience. This is me in a courtroom. I'm not going to elaborate on this too much, but it was a great milestone in my life where I exhibited leadership. Basically, one of the teachers in my school was about to get fired, and we did not want it to happen. So I started petitions, and I had people write letters, and I did some public speakings, and we went into the courtroom, and it was like 8 hours long, but she ended up winning, and it was just one of the greatest feelings in my life to know that I was a part of that. This is graduation. It was super sentimental to me because I did really like my high school and all the friends that I made there. And these are just a few more pictures of me with some of my friends before I graduated. And then this is after graduation with some of my best friends. And they definitely have a big impact on my life, just like anybody else who's around. And it's just very important to me, and it shaped me as a person. The pin that I'm wearing on my shirt is actually from that class, Service Learning, to show that I earned more than, I think it's 250 hours of service. So that's pretty rewarding. This is a picture of me, my friend Brock, and my friend Jake. And one of my hobbies is fishing. And I would do it a lot with these two. And it was really fun. And these are just some of the good catches that we had when we went out fishing. And these photos pretty much just inspired us to create something. And that something was our own Instagram page dedicated to fishing in hopes that other people would see what we were doing and, follow us and just, support a hobby that we love just for fun. And this is the logo that we created for it, JCAE Fishing, for Jake Cicchini, Anthony Enos Fishing. And it's great to just have something as a hobby that you could fall back on and just do for fun. And all these things just have shaped me as a person and just what I like to do. And then finally, this is the day that I came to OU and left those memories behind me. And I'm just very fortunate to be here, and I'm glad that I am pursuing an education. And all those milestones that I mentioned before are just reasons why I'm here and what brought me to where I am today. So that is my story. I hope you enjoyed, Dan West, and thank you for listening.